Oh, this is. I almost said something incriminating. Not really. Never.
This
Never
is
that.
it, bro.
We're down. Well, not down
We're
to the
done.
final
We're
countdown, but
into the OG trilogy.
we're done with the prequels. Thank you, God.
We're into the original trilogy, and you know, it was fun to watch again.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad
like
time.
after going back from Revenge and the prequels. Holy shit, man!
Oh my
Things have
God.
changed. We went back in time 30-something years,
I see the light.
40 years almost. What
With
is
this
that?
one?
Yeah, it came out in 77.
Yeah, 78 maybe.
So a long time. We went
41
way back.
years.
Woo, we flew back in time.
Sound effects though. Always.
If you're watching on YouTube, you can notice that there's empty cans around us and
Empty snacks.
empty snacks. We've been pounding some drinks, guys.
Come
so
feed us. Donate at. I'm just kidding.
donate at my Venmo.
Really though.
But
I'll
yeah,
link it below.
we're gonna do A New Hope here, and it really is a new hope. There's light.
Especially after the darkness that was the prequels. To me.
But it originally came out, it was just called Star Wars.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, it wasn't called A New Hope.
And people didn't know that there would be,
Well, they didn't even know. George
series.
Lucas
Yeah,
didn't even know.
They didn't think it would be this thing.
And this is revolutionary for the time.
Yeah, it
This
really
has
was.
never been done, told at this scale or with this technology, and they're not even using quote unquote good technology.
Yeah.
They're using smart tactics to make this movie happen.
Right.
Like huge miniatures.
Horse pictures.
But like
Puppets.
miniatures for like a lot of the ships and
Yeah.
and the Death Star and different types of things, and filming it in slow-mo on the explosions to make it look big and to make it look like it's actually a large explosion where
Right.
a little one would be boop. But
Well, even like R2D2 and C3PO, like they built those suits and then like made them war torn.
yeah,
Not
they had
war-torn, but,
they had
like
two versions of
scratches
it.
And yeah.
So there's a lot of, and you hear Star Wars fans talk about it today. There's a lot of real props and real costume, and that's what we love because that makes it feel fun. And you
Right.
if I watched Mandalorian, and so much in that movie show was real,
Yeah.
and I'm so glad
The
they're back to
armor
that.
And all that.
And you feel like you could reach out and touch it, and it's not a green screen like the prequels, like we've talked about.
yeah.
So
Well, it's just it's real. Like the dialogue is fun.
yeah,
Like you feel like these are your friends
Yeah.
on screen, like in space.
it was
Galloping
it's
around.
fun to watch again, and you're kind of like you're just smiling kind of half the time because you're
Yeah.
just like, wow, like the series really started from this. There's so
Exactly.
many things that you recognize that are callbacks to this movie, like certain lines, like in certain things and certain songs and just different stuff. But
Well, even so, when this was released, right? Like sci-fi up until that moment really was way more serious.
yeah,
So like 2001: A Space Odyssey was in 1968. That
yeah,
one was about like AI that was evil, right? I mean,
Yeah,
essentially,
it's
I haven't.
different. It's a
like,
great
seen
movie.
it forever, but
Kubrick is amazing.
yes, but like
uh,
this is the first fun sci-fi.
But yeah, it's
where we get-
it's literally a space opera.
Yeah,
And like we said, George Lucas had no fucking clue that this was going to go into number 2.
he just knew what he like.
Yeah.
Yeah, these characters in his head, and like
the
I want
first
them out.
script was 200 pages.
Wow.
They used a third of those for A New Hope because then they started splitting them because he
Yeah.
had this huge vision, right? Of this,
Right.
And then they were like, okay, let's make a movie. And he's like, well, we can't do all of this. Like,
Yeah.
the 10 hours.
Well, the one weird thing, if I recall correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, that he always did know that Luke and Leia were siblings, though.
Yeah,
Which
kind of a
is-
little weird.
Yeah, why the why?
I don't know, but it
Why?
adds like fun drama, I guess. But like, it is.
I mean-
it's weird when you rewatch it.
Yeah, but it's
when you've seen
believable
it.
that they don't know that they're brother and sister. Sure,
It makes 100%
but
sense,
like,
right?
why?
That makes perfect sense though that they don't know.
Yeah, and if you grow up your whole life like not knowing, you know, and then you're with these new people and you're like, oh yeah, like he's kind of cute. Sure, but like don't go through with it. If you're Lucas, you know, like.
Yeah, I mean, at least lie to us and be like, yeah, originally they weren't.
Exactly,
siblings.
like don't tell us that you knew the whole time. Like that's fucked up, my dude. Like you gotta rethink that.
Know, but
think about it.
It's funny when you watch them and you know, because then there's all those like intimate scenes and you're like, ew.
Yeah, you're like, no.
But Leia was smacking. I don't blame Luke.
Or yeah, when he like runs in with his stormtrooper uniform.
I'm here to
she's,
save
like,
you.
Sitting up.
I know.
She's like, ooh.
Aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper?
Like, damn. I mean, like, yeah, it's steamy in any other sense, but come on, let's hold it off. Let's back up.
Let's talk about. I love the opening scene of this movie.
Yes.
Like the scale.
Yeah.
You see the Corvette. The Corvette is the
teeny
the
tiny
ship,
one,
which is what Leia's on.
Okay.
Right? It's called something Corvette. I forget.
Corvette?
Yeah.
Like the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Real nerds are probably yelling.
Yeah, if you haven't,
I don't know what it's called.
If you haven't listened to the other three, this whole series of the Star Wars movies is just Sam educating me on Star Wars. So
yeah,
I'm just sitting back. That's why you don't
what
hear
that
me a
ship's
lot.
called. And then you have the what is Vader's
Death
ship
Destroyer.
called? Well, it's called a Star Destroyer, but it's called something specific. Like they have names, right?
Oh, I thought that was
like
the official name.
No, the ship is called a Star Destroyer, right?
Okay.
I think it's called.
I'll try to Google it.
Yeah, Google what is Darth Vader's Star Destroyer called. I'm blanking on everything because I'm drunk, dude.
We are gone. And he takes a swig.
Come on, they should have told you by now.
No, he didn't. I'm typing with one finger, my people.
I'm sorry.
Imperial class Star Destroyer.
No.
The Devastator.
Devastator. Yeah, I knew it started with a D. I was like,
okay.
I keep thinking Destroyer.
Yeah.
And you see the Corvette go, and then you see the Devastator. And it keeps getting bigger.
And it sets up the bad guys.
And
like,
bigger.
This is where
and bigger. I mean, you're like,
up the whole
fuck,
frame.
dude.
Yeah.
That thing's awesome.
Yeah.
That's such a
and
cool
like,
shot.
But also, you're in space. Like,
yeah.
oh, shit. Like, there's ships.
And
like,
it
looming over
this movie
world.
starts with a bang.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, all right, they're getting raided.
Yep.
We don't even know who these people are. I mean,
right.
but you do know because the opening crawl is so iconic. This is never going to be seen in movies ever.
And if it is, it's like, okay,
because,
well.
yeah, you copied Star Wars. It's never going to be in anything besides Star Wars.
Yeah.
But this idea of like, oh, let's dump all the exposition in this like paragraph format with the most recognizable music in the world.
That fades into the scene.
Yeah.
It's not like it just cuts. It's like, oh, okay. Well,
and I love it. The words go up. And these are long, right?
Mm-hmm.
This shit goes up,
it's
and
like
it keeps
scroll.
going.
It's a scroll.
It keeps going, and you keep seeing it, and you see it disappearing at the top. Yep. You're like, why are we still focusing on this?
Yeah.
And then it goes, and it fades down into like the shot, and you know
Perfect.
every single Star Wars movie, besides
history,
besides the Solo and Rogue One, because I don't remember, but I know one of them doesn't. Every single one starts.
Solo might have, but
starts in space.
Yes.
Every single one.
With like a history of, galactic warfare. of like, or civil unrest.
But it feeds into that theme of like, all right, the words end, but we're still in space.
Right.
So the scene's going to start in space.
Yep.
So I love that. It doesn't take you out of it, whereas like, okay, the crawl goes, but it's in space, and then all of a sudden we're on a planet. Like that's weird.
Right.
So it always starts in space.
Or like we're in a home base.
Yeah, even
that could be on space, but it
even if it's like what they do in like Force Awakens, I believe a ship flies by and then it shows you that it's going to a planet. But all of them start in space somehow, and I love that. And it's just a little like. Little Easter egg type thing. Like we're always gonna start the movie in space. I don't give a fuck what you say. Like, that's cool. But yeah, these movies, literally, like this changed the game, obviously, and it's fun to watch these.
And to imagine, like,
and Alec Guinness is amazing.
We're never gonna. I mean, we got it with Marvel a little bit, but like, just to imagine seeing, spoiler alert for the next couple episodes, like that Luke or I am your father scene.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing that, not knowing anything about that.
That is,
to us now, it's like, oh yeah, sure, like that's the scene, but imagine
how iconic is it?
Yeah.
So I'm sad that I wasn't there when it happened, because I want to tell I want to tell the reaction of when this happened in theaters, the day it came out, what it was like. And it's so hard to find a series now that does iconic things like this, because Right now they're making more Star Wars. Well, it's kind of repetitive now. Like, we've seen everything we've seen.
Yeah, like even with The Mandalorian. Like,
yeah, like
I don't want to. I'm not gonna say it, but like the end of that episode, you're like, okay.
Yeah, but like, I was kind of shocked. I was kind of.
We'll talk about it after. I have to ask you.
I was like interested, but I was like, whoa, this is opening new doors. But I'm not. That isn't gonna be. I am your father down
right.
Like no one's gonna give a shit. And I think media's changed, and like. Times have changed, and with technology and social media and stuff, like,
but
we take media differently. So you're kind of not like I get the whole Iron Man like death scene is huge and stuff. But it's still not gonna be. It's still not gonna be the I am your father scene. I just don't know. And this is not about Star Wars or it's about media in general. I just don't know how media holds up now than it did then.
That's also it's hard to gauge because it's not media's fault, because obviously Star Wars came out 40 years ago. It's the way we consume media. Yeah,
and it's the
but
way
it came out 40 years ago, and every moment after that is going to be copying I Am Your Father. So it's hard to get that again. But also,
when are we gonna experience, you and I, the movie that is that next moment? Right?
Endgame was our one.
Do you ever know though? Is the question. Like,
I feel like
when this I Am Your Father, like in Empire, when that happens.
Yeah.
That's an Empire. Yeah.
We'll do it. Yeah. What's coming up?
Like the next day, were the papers like insane? Like
they were
Star Wars.
Well, this was also a movie that people lined up 20 plus times to see, 10 plus,
and you just
because movies back then, like that's what you did.
And you just think of like movies now, like when they come out and they have like crazy shit, right? Like Iron Man dying. Yeah. Like we just consume it on YouTube. Right. And it kind of kills it.
It does, for sure.
It kills it. Yeah. It kind of kills it. Like,
I think we're trying to.
You just consume things differently now, so it doesn't carry the weight like it should.
My guess is that it's moving more towards TV. TV shows are getting a lot smarter and like.
Well, they're a lot better. That's
deeper.
For sure,
yeah, they're a lot better than they were 5 years ago, even. Yeah. I think, it's kind of distributing. This year was a great year for film, but I think the table is the tipping point is over towards TV table, and that's where we gotta go. Whereas in this state, like when this came out, it was like a marvel. Like,
it's crazy. Yeah. There's such good scenes, and I wanted to touch that. Like Disney Plus just came out. We're talking about Mandalorian. Yeah. They changed the Han shooting Greedo scene. And
where it's like you can't see it at all.
They shoot at the same time now.
Okay, the same time. Where they changed it to where Greedo shot first.
So there's been 4 iterations of this. Okay. There's been the very first OG. If you still own the tape, or anything before 1997.
Is it not even on YouTube though?
It is on YouTube. Okay, you could see the comparisons. You guys look up Han shoots first comparison. You'll see all the versions of it. Yeah. So the very first one was when Greedo is like, "I'm going to kill you." He basically threatens Han's life. Yeah. And Han says, Greedo says, "I bet I've been looking for this moment, or I've been waiting for this moment for my life, or for a long time."
Because Han's this infamous.
Yeah, and Han is like, "I bet you have," and shoots him, just straight up.
The video I watched, it looked like Greedo shot above.
That's because you watched different ones. Okay. But the OG one, Greedo doesn't even fucking shoot, right?
Okay.
Han murders this guy in cold blood.
Why is that important if Han shoots first?
It shouldn't be what it is. That's what I'm saying. Like, it shouldn't be this huge, like, oh, we got to change it. Like, it's not like a big thing. I think what they're doing, changing it, ruins Han's character. Like,
what does it imply in the original, like him shooting first? What does that imply about him?
That he is what he says. He's a smuggler. He's a scoundrel. He's a part of this Tatooine cantina. The famous dun, 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 and there's so many walks of life there, and he's gonna smuggle.
He'll do what it takes.
Yeah, he's gonna smuggle Luke and Ben, Obi-Wan. to the Death Star. Okay. And they're smuggling them, but to me, it hurts his character because that right there is telling, oh fuck, this guy will do what he has to do to survive. He'll do what he has to do to make this happen.
So you want him to shoot first?
I want him to shoot first. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's Han, and it also makes his scene at the end when he comes back to fight. Yeah. even bigger for his character because, you know, the whole time in the movie he's like, oh, it's all about the money, it's all about the reward.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about your revolution or your rebellion.
Right.
I don't care about the Empire. I just want my money. Like, just pay me my money.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Luke's like, "Are you gonna come raid with go blow up the Death Star?" He's like, "No, I got my money. I'm going. Me and Chewie are gone." And you're like, okay, like that's him. That's Han. Like he was just doing his job, but he comes back and he fights. And that so that first scene where he's started off like as a cold-blooded killer, you could call him that, I guess.
Debatable.
I mean, he was threatened. I don't really know if that's...
And that's the life of a scoundrel, you know?
And Greedo's a bounty hunter, so who gives a fight? It's like he's like a kid in the street or something stupid. So going back and changing that. So they went in 97, they remade the movie on disc or whatever.
And that's when Han jumps over Jabba?
Yeah. And that one, Greedo shot first, and then Han shot.
Okay.
And then they redid it again, and...
yeah, what was the third one?
I forget what the third one is. I think it's probably the same, but it was like a Blu-ray re-release.
Okay.
And then now on Disney Plus, they shoot at the same time.
Of course.
So
gotta be neutral.
Why does it have to be this political thing?
I think they know it's a meme at this point, and
so they just changing it. That's fucked up, dude.
Well, that's an
it doesn't need to be changed.
Yeah, but it's also like what you were saying about Han coming back. It's like a testament to the friendship, the camaraderie in this movie that really carries it forward. Of like, you're starting from nothing, this little farm boy on Tatooine, and you're building a family.
Yeah.
Of like your own choosing on this adventure that you've dreamt of your whole life.
Yeah, and I like. And like with Han being the one that shot first, you have everyone. You have the farmer, young kid. You have the fucking old ass Jedi.
Yeah,
you got
they witness it.
Yeah, you got Chewie, who's Chewie,
ride or die.
And you got the scoundrel, the guy that is like the cocky. You know, we've never I wasn't born, but the movies had never had someone so cocky and so charming on screen. Like this has never been like Harrison Ford is a god for that, for being that, and he completely owned it. I don't know.
He definitely feels the most human.
He does.
In my opinion.
Yeah, he does.
Because, but also because of the costume design. Like he's in the most normal clothes. He has the most like human job in space. You know, like scoundrel. Like you know, whereas you're amongst these like Jedis and bounty hunters and all these aliens and Cantina players, where it's like. He stuck out in the best way, and I test that too.
And I think the movie plays I love that because in the prequels we saw a lot of shiny, new Coruscant, Jedi Temple, beautiful stuff. And here it's like dirty, grimy. It's like the Mandalorian show where it's like just like the
little chicken.
This is like
in the
this is like the majority of like the universe. It's not this other shit that we see. So I like that like the movie I like the movie starts here and it's like, okay, you really know this universe is struggling. There's a huge like, you know, there's planets like this that exist where like there's lawless almost. Like, it's just whatever the fuck happened. Like he shoots them in the middle of the bar and everyone's just up. There's another one. Jimmy, go get the body.
Clean up. Thank you.
And then even Obi-Wan cuts the arm off of it, and everyone's just like, cool.
They're kind of like,
they're kind of like, whoa, because Jedi, like we haven't seen a Jedi in forever, but
like, or this guy's not to be fucked with.
Yeah, but also it's just like, all right,
onto just my the drink. Shot of the arm like bleed. I did not. It was
PG.
That. Yeah.
And then Uncle Ben or Uncle Owen and Aunt Beerus, is her name Beerus?
You know better than me, my
just charred to a crisp.
Are their hands like?
Yeah, and they're skeletons. This movie was PG.
Did the stormtroopers blast them or set the house on fire?
Burnt them.
Why?
Because they're evil.
That's fucked up.
Because they're looking for the droids and they came across them.
It traced back to them.
Yeah. So, but fuck. This is gruesome. Yeah. There's a funny thing, like you can look up their figures of them burnt. Like someone made like figurines.
Oh no!
And it's like It's like Uncle Owen burned.
Yeah.
Like the burned version. It's like
right.
And there's just a skeleton just
what's
black.
happening.
Yeah, that was pretty gruesome for a movie like that. So it hit hard.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the hardest hitters in all of Star Wars.
Something that I liked with Aunt whatever and Uncle whatever. I'm sorry. Throughout the whole time we see them, they're the ones who give the most, like, whenever Luke brings up his dad or like, oh yeah, Uncle Ben knew my father, they kind of give that side eye of like, oh shit, like he's growing up and like he can't know this. And I really liked that throughout the film, like the whole trilogy.
And as it sounds weird, you kind of respect 3 more, right?
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith, because you're like, oh,
yeah,
like this blends in. Like they did a good job of like blending these stories as much, and even with Rogue One, blending up to the moment with Leia.
Yes.
Absolutely. Where they're chasing the ship.
Yeah, stop giving Rogue One shit, because
Rogue One is amazing.
It's actually pretty good.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. But like it leads up to that moment where he goes and raids the ship. Vader raids the ship. So like he just had that moment where he slaughtered all those guys and he's like pissed the fuck off. And it blends well. If you were to watch those together, you'd be like, this works.
Yeah, don't watch the prequels, just watch Rogue One into this one.
Yeah, but I'm with you there. Like they did a good job of watching the old ones and planning that in Revenge of the Sith when they're like, okay, we have to tell Uncle Owen like he can't know, and like and Princess Leia needs to figure out, like there's all that stuff in it, so it makes you respect the prequels a little bit more,
just a tad,
than what they are. But mainly you're like, wow, that shit wouldn't exist because of it without this. So I love that. There's like the fight scene is terrible. The between
It was the 70s.
I know, and they're two old ass dudes. Alec Guinness is like on his deathbed basically. He's like Bernie Sanders out there with a lightsaber. But
he didn't shy away from filming that though. You know? Like
they went for it.
He could have went far away or like just done some shit, but like
Lucas, I think is so intentional. It's not like, hey, we have old people, we're not gonna be able to do this.
Right.
Lucas was like, we'll fucking do it. Like
we know Ben's old. Like
we know you're old, and we know Vader's been through a lot. Like,
and we know you guys have history together.
Which also that fight there also pays with episode 3 and the prequels all together, where it's like they're talking about they know each other.
Right.
And what's even crazier is if you were watching this for the very first time, no other prequels, no nothing. You're like, what? They're talking like they have a past. These guys fucking know each other.
Well, Vader says a few times in this movie, my old master.
Yeah, and you're like, oh shit, there's like history there. So like figuring all that stuff out is fun. Yeah. And hearing them now when you rewatch it, you're like, you just respect it a little bit more. You're like, man, this is actually good writing. I don't know what happened to Lucas in the prequels, but like he was doing a good job. He got
consumed by the 2000s.
He created this amazing universe.
It was a rough time for all of us.
He created this amazing shit.
Yeah.
That we take for granted, I guess. Like we expect way too much now. We expect way too much. People are already hating on Mandalorian episode 1.
Right.
I'm like, dude, you guys need to chill the fuck out. Yeah. Like, just enjoy it. Like, we have
just take it for what it is, and like, this is the universe that we have, and it's changing, and whether you like that or not, like, I don't think we can't stop.
You gotta ride with it.
Yeah,
we all hated Game of Thrones, but it happened.
We did it.
And I hate the prequels for the CG, but I love them for just the stories and memeage and Obi-Wan, like, but they're always gonna be classics, and they're always gonna be lived up as one of the greatest franchises. I mean,
yeah, for sure. Well, to write like Princess Leia is just so badass in this movie.
She's amazing.
And then
Carrie Fisher's amazing.
Kudos to Lucas. He waits until the second one to put her in a bikini, but like
he did. She's fully draped.
She's not a damsel in distress. Yeah. I mean, in some sense, I guess she is, because they're going to rescue her, but like, she's the one who had the codes and like didn't give them up until she was fully threatened. And
I like that the movie spends a lot of time on R2 and C-3PO.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning when they escape.
Yeah.
And there's like a whole segment of like 20 minutes of just them, and you're like, okay, I guess we're following. Like, it really planted that, okay, these characters matter. Even though they're droids, they still matter. And they have, look how far C-3PO and R2 have gotten in this show.
They made it. Yeah.
Like, they're literally in 9. They're still in 9.
They became iconic.
Yeah. So, like, it was a risk, I feel like. But it also was like Lucas saying, well, they are an important part of the story. Mm-hmm. They are an important part of my universe, that droids can have personality and can have, can be good characters.
Yeah.
So I wonder how that came across when like it hit the table. Like, people are like, what? Like,
how are we gonna film this?
Yeah, we're gonna spend 20 minutes doing what?
Yeah.
Like, but it pays off and it's fun, and you learn R2's beeps. If you've listened to them, they kind of sound like words now. Like, I've heard a couple, and it's almost like he's saying like, "You're an asshole," but the beeps are like "You're an asshole." Like, they're in like that. They're in that like tone.
Wow.
And so it's kind of funny when you never know what he's saying.
Yeah.
But you're always like.
But that's C-3PO is there to translate and like to be you, essentially, but like listening to R2.
C-3PO's always said like, you've always had a potty mouth.
Yeah.
Like, he said that. He said that in like in 3 or something, in Revenge of the Sith or something.
Yeah.
But he said it somewhere where he's like, you and your mouth, or watch your mouth, or whatever. It's like, R2's a bitch. R2's seen a lot of shit, okay?
And like, he's basically been the
He's been there since the beginning.
Yeah, like, he's the one who like has to carry the codes.
He
and, like,
saved.
Has to go unlock
the shit. He saved freaking Padme.
Yeah, exactly. While these aliens are like, shooting at him, he's like, what the fuck?
He saves every one of these movies.
Yeah.
But those are fun. It's hard to find dislikes. There's so many quirks in these movies. Did you see the Stormtrooper? About the Stormtrooper hitting their head?
Yes.
Yeah. So like, is that intentional or not? Like, we don't really.
We'll never know, and that's like history, right?
Yeah,
there.
And those are like the funny things, and it's almost kind of like the prequels are like the funny lines, but these are like the funny moments.
Mm-hmm. Because it's the 70s and like whatever.
And they're like, I think I remember reading an interview with George, and he was like, we just couldn't reshoot.
Yeah.
Like, we were just okay.
Right.
It happened. But then they like in dialogue, they're always like, "Oh, I can't see a damn thing." When they're wearing the Stormtrooper uniform,
that was improvised.
They're like, "I can't see a fucking thing."
Or not even improvised. It was like real.
Mark Hamill said that.
Yeah.
And they used it, but it also pays off because like they have no way of seeing.
So it's like, okay, yeah, that's why he hit his head.
Yeah, and it also pays off with like Stormtroopers having a horrible aim.
Yes. Right.
Because that's always a meme too.
Was that redone in the beginning scene? Because like they seem to be shooting fine in the beginning.
No, they come in and they're a terror, right?
Yeah.
They come in and these guys are
like, they seem
these
fine.
guys are for real.
Yeah.
But like also the rebels shoot terribly too. Like,
I mean, everybody does.
It's a fight scene.
It's all about sword fighting in this era.
Yeah.
So,
everyone was. I don't know. I love that scene though. When they breach into that was like.
Oh, that's such a good sequence.
Like, everyone's lining up and they're like getting ready.
Like, they're here and then the gates open.
Yeah.
And the gates opening. Yeah.
And when Vader walks in, he's towering over everyone. And James Earl Jones, best Vader voice.
Yeah, like, I forgot how much he talked.
Yeah, he talks a lot.
Like, this movie,
It's sad because we don't hear him much. I mean, out of the 3, he only has, I think, 16 minutes of screen time.
Oh.
In the whole.
But how menacing it is,
Yeah, and how can you make the most iconic villain in 16 minutes of screen time?
That's insane.
That right there is.
But is that because we built it up to be,
I don't know.
Like, at the time, like we were talking about.
It has to do with the line, "I am your father," and it has to do with all that stuff. But like, he does have funny lines.
Mm-hmm.
I find your lack of faith disturbing when he's choking people.
It's just like, let me flex.
Yeah, let me just. He's not even. He's not even really.
Yeah, he's really not doing it. Yeah, it's like, Vader, stop. All right, I will.
Yeah. But did you realize? I didn't realize this, and I don't really know if the Emperor was written at this moment.
Okay.
Because he's not in A New Hope.
He's not.
And people are kind of like not playing it off, but they're like alluding to that the Emperor was still holding his power back, even with Vader.
Oh.
So he was ruling the Empire, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, as Palpatine.
Right.
and people knew him as Palpatine, but they don't know him as
Sidious.
Lord Sidious. And you see this in Episode 3 when he becomes Sidious. He tells the new Vader, Anakin, go kill everyone, blah blah blah. But then he goes and talks to Senate because he's still Palpatine. He's still the Chancellor. And he's like, I've been attacked by the Jedi.
Yes, yeah.
We're now reforming into the Empire.
Right.
He doesn't say, I'm a Sith Lord. Like, so, in General Tarkin, who's the guy that's like,
skinny old guy.
Yeah, the skinny.
Yeah. I know.
You know. Good job. He talks to Vader, and there's a line, and he's like, you're the only one left with your religion.
Oh.
So it's like implied that no one knows that Palpatine is, in fact, a Sith Lord.
Like even the Sith guys, or the dark side.
Well, the Empire. I mean, you got to remember, the Empire is just an army. Like, they're just people.
But they don't know that they're ruled by Sith Lords?
No.
Why?
Because if you think about it, when it happens in 3, when they reform from the Republic into the Galactic Empire, all the normal people that worked for the Republic Army are just now the Empire Army.
And they turn bad guys? Like they know? Do they know what they're doing is bad?
But they're blinded, right? That's like the whole government.
Why?
The story, I guess. Like, why were the Nazis?
Because they had a leader.
Right. So it's the same thing, essentially.
Brainwashed them.
Yeah, like they're brainwashed. They're almost just like blind to the fact that
they're building a planet destroyer.
Yeah, we're covering. We're doing that because we want to prevent. We want to provide security for everyone.
Okay.
Like they're just blind, but he's Palpatine is not saying, "Oh, I'm a Sith Lord." He's like, "I'm just Chancellor Palpatine. I just run the Empire." And so there's those lines in there where I don't know if they were intended. I don't know if Sidious was even wrote.
Yeah.
At that time. I can't.
Who knows?
Sidious is in it, right?
No, he's not in it. He's not in A New Hope.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know.
Shit,
like,
yeah, he's not.
He wasn't. They weren't planning on that, but it's fun and it's a cool little nod that like Chancellor Palpatine would still remain Palpatine and not be like, oh, I'm a Sith Lord.
The secret this whole time.
Yeah, he's still a secret. Like,
that's how much power he holds over Vader.
Yeah,
That's how much power he has over the story.
Tarkin's like, you're
Skywalker.
The soldiers don't believe you because you're the only one left with that religion, which is the Force, because the Force is essentially dead because they killed all the Jedi. So
in each movie, the Force is, except for the prequels, the Force is dead.
Essentially, like the Jedi and Sith are ruined.
Which again, the Jedi are bad people. We're gonna go into that.
Yeah,
right?
but yeah.
Like they probably.
But in the prequels, the Jedi were in abundance. They were almost a security. They were like part of the government.
But the Force was a way of life, whereas in the original and then the
people
new
knew
ones,
of the Force, and now it's been so many years since the fall of the Jedi that like.
Because the whole Jedi was wiped out.
Yeah, and there's not like a huge abundance of dark Force users like Vader, because it's only Vader and Sidious. So now
I'm just having a full circle moment of like, Luke and Leia have the Force because they're
still non-believers
Vader's
because even Han is a non-believer.
Yeah.
And up until Force Awakens.
Right.
And so Force Awakens is the first time he mentions that he believes in the Force. In A New Hope, he's like, oh, I don't believe in that bullshit.
Right.
Like, and up until Force Awakens is where he really like believes. But it's like a religion almost. It is like, oh, you guys believe in that bullshit. Like, you can't. No.
That's a fun thing to do, like, in a movie of like this. Of like, this
it's weird though, right?
Like,
yeah.
There's this.
But
to create that world, it's just.
You would think like Force users. Like if you're a non-believer, and I'm a Force user, and you're like, oh, I don't believe in your, and I would just like pull that TV off the wall with my Force and be like, what do you think I'm doing this with?
Oh, for sure.
But
that's not what being a that's not what the Force is, right?
Like,
you can't flex your power.
But it shows that with Luke and Han, when he's training he's blinded.
Yeah.
And he blocks all the blaster fire, and Han's like, how the fuck did you do that?
Oh, like that show of disbelief of like disbelief coming to life of like, oh shit.
Like there's no way you just blocked all those.
Yeah.
Because a lightsaber to people is just a weapon.
Yes.
It's not like, oh, Jedi hold it. Like it's just like, oh yeah.
Wait, so is it a thing that like your lightsaber, you feel the Force coursing through it, and like?
I mean, when
it's part of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's more of like.
I dig lightsabers.
Yeah. But that's more of like the saber itself.
Yeah.
Like, isn't doing that. It's you
right.
being with your, like
being one.
Yeah, being one. But
connecting.
But like to a normal person that doesn't believe in the Force would be like, oh, that's just an old Jedi weapon. Like it's literally ancient. You're like, oh, that's an old.
And it's dangerous. I mean, like I'm gonna stay away from it. But
and they've proven many times that like lightsabers can be blocked by armor.
Oh.
Yeah, like even in Last Jedi.
What?
I'll show you the scene.
Okay.
In the throne room scene, there's a scene where Kylo throws his lightsaber into one of the red guards, and the guard uses his arms to block it because there's armor that can withstand it.
Well, because when it's been around that long, like
so we've known like sabers to be like the ultimate power, but people are just view it as just like a normal weapon. Like it's just like a normal blaster. You're like, oh, yeah, that's a lightsaber.
Yeah. Which was why probably like the color is so significant, because if you see a red saber coming at you, you're like, oh, there's something wrong with this dude.
Yeah, you're probably like, okay, he's you hear the stories of like only bad guys really hold though.
Exactly.
But you're still like, okay, he's just holding a sword.
That's what he picked. It's like,
you're not like until he starts choking your ass from across the room. Then you're
picking you up literally.
Yeah, then you're like, all right.
Like you're a bag of potatoes. You're nothing. You're just like, all right.
Well, there's my history lesson.
Thank you.
I enjoy it. I really enjoyed rewatching. I think.
Yeah, we had to do that with these.
Yeah, because these ones are old and
it just feels so ingrained in you that you like you feel like you don't need to watch it. Yeah. Like you just know everything, but you're also like, this is a great.
I'm really excited for next week. Empire. Yeah. Empire is so good.
The two, yeah.
There's some funny, quirky scenes in that, but it's.
I'm excited too.
It's these are fun and it's fun to watch. And it hurts to see where it's come, but it's also like, and I'm not like hating on the series, but it's just like we were this close to great.
This close. But you wanted it to just be not dead, but like, you just wanted it to be finished, like with these three.
No, I it's that fine line of everyone talks about that, right? Like,
yeah.
When do we stop? Like, when do you stop?
At this point now, they should definitely stop.
Which they are.
I mean, they're not because the Mandalorian and.
Well, that's fine. Doing side shit, I'm fine with because this is totally different. Like.
I mean, I guess like.
Like get off the Skywalker train because.
Yeah. Because
that's what these main ones have been about, and like, there's so many stories you can tell. Like we're telling one story of one Mandalorian in the universe. About him just being a bounty hunter.
Right.
And it's not like, oh, Jedi and stuff. Maybe we'll get into that. I don't know. But, like, that's just an example of, like, okay, I can go tell a story. It doesn't even it's just in the universe. There's so much stuff. Game of Thrones is going to do knockoff stuff. Like, because you want to know. Yeah, you want to know, like, okay, well, what about the Targaryen?
I do, but, like, I'm also a big fan of, like, conspiracies on the Reddit forums of like fan theories.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always a huge fan of that, and there's arguments against that kind of stuff, but it's like there comes a point there's a balance.
Yeah. So I think the problem
that and the movies.
I'm with you because the problem with the Game of Thrones one.
Yeah.
Is that it's about the Targaryen house.
Yeah.
Which will most likely include Daenerys
and her brother that made Jon Snow.
Yeah. So. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Because now you're banking on the original. Mandalorian isn't so far what we've seen. I'm not saying just from episode 1, but from interviews and what people are talking about. It's completely separate. Like it's not even worried about it. They mention it, right? Like, oh, I thought the Empire was dead. Like he mentions it because it's been years after the war and like the Empire got destroyed by Luke.
Right.
But so if you think about it, Luke's alive. We don't talk about him.
So is the Mandalorian set after this movie or?
It's set after Return of the Jedi.
The last one of the trilogy. Okay. We'll get there.
It's set 5 years after that.
Okay.
And it's set, that would be 20 years before Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
So Luke is alive. He's somewhere. He's doing something, but like they're not like.
Only 20 years?
Yeah.
Not 40 years.
No, 20 years.
Luke gets that old?
Yeah. Luke's like, technically Luke would be like 70.
He would be like a teenager.
Yeah, he would be like 40
something, like 50 probably.
Yeah, close to.
Did you think this movie was like a good base?
I do. And the reason why it's the best, not the best, people rank the Empire as the best, and we're going to do which one we think is the best out of the original 3, but it's just so good because they weren't like, yeah, we're going to bank on it and make a second and we're going to make a third. Back then you weren't planning. They didn't have the funding.
Yeah.
They were like
you could see that with the set pieces, right?
Yeah.
It's like they just had so much fun building it and creating these characters and like makeup.
But they're like,
yeah,
we only have enough to do one movie.
Right.
I'm not going to cliffhanger this or any, like the Death Star gets blown up. The movie's over. Like the story's over, right?
Right.
The enemies die. But now they start, okay, well, we got a lot of funding. We're going to, okay.
This was a hit.
Let's do the second one.
Yeah.
We'll bring it around. And they start adding those things. And like Vader's ship like flies away.
Yeah.
And like he's still alive, but it was never like planned to be like.
Well, when you set this big bad guy up, right? You can't.
Yeah.
Really, that's a lot of mistakes movies make these days, where it's like you just looking at you, Last Jedi, like you just kill this big bad guy.
Yeah, or Darth Maul, like.
Darth Maul, yeah, for sure.
You just kill him
in
off.
The series, I guess, for sure.
So there was no plan to really do it big. They never knew what it was gonna be, and that's the problem with doing new things. But now all these are made, and now, like we've talked about in the beginning, times have changed. Like you make movies and you're making 6, you're making 3, like you have the money to do it. They write a contract and they say you're fucking making 3. I don't give a shit what you say.
Yeah.
So you're writing a story around that. This is just written like out of heart. Like,
yeah,
I want to tell a cool thing.
And it ends in a hero way of like them getting the medal and like they defeated the bad guys and they're good.
That's a meme too.
Yeah, I know.
Chewbacca didn't get a medal.
I know, because he already has his armor. Like they couldn't make one big enough for him. There's lots of ways.
Is there animal racism
I don't know.
in Star Wars?
There's definitely Asian racism
like,
in here.
None for the Wookiee. Fuck you.
Yeah, no, not the fur. That's it.
You don't get a medal.
Yeah, no.
No, but yeah, I loved it. It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch.
I'm not like all Star Wars all the time, but this definitely was a good reminder of like what this created and like where it is now.
And Empire changes. Like it changes.
Yeah, I can't wait. In tone.
Yeah, like tone and pacing. Like it just like something like it clicked.
Yeah.
Like well, it's a new director too. And they're all new directors. All 3 of them are different.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were all Lucas.
No, Lucas was only this one, and then it's a different director, and then a different director, and that's why I don't really get when people talk about it now. With Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and now Rise of Skywalker, they're like, oh, they're switching directors all the time. It's like they did that in the beginning. Like it doesn't matter. They want different style, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Each movie tells a different tone. It's a different story. This one was more of like of introducing our hero.
He wrote all of them, though.
Yeah. I saw his writing credit, but and then the Empire is about like the war and like it's different. There's a different tone to all of them. So I'm for it, and you can just tell. You just tell the camera, like the shots are way different. The color
tones for sure.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a new thing to watch every time.
Yeah.
And
this is my second time watching this one.
Yeah, and you can still tell this. The problem with the prequels is they all feel the same.
Yeah. Because it was the same. He did it the whole thing through.
He did all of them. And it just feels like one big, like, if I watched it all as one movie, I would take it as one.
Yes, for sure.
There's, like, if you were to walk in halfway through, you'd be like, oh, it's A New Hope.
Yeah.
Like, just by, like, tone,
As a noob, though, I did Sam, like, got kind of, it was funny. But I, like, had the DVDs out in front of me, right? And, like, it was super late at night. I'll in my defense. But like I send him a snap and I'm like, I don't know which one to start with. Because 1, I can't read numeral numbers. I'm stupid.
Roman numerals, man.
And 2, I don't know. The covers just all like they had different things to them, but I'm just like, oh shit, like they all have Vader in them. They all have Leia. Like I don't know where to start.
So what? So I had to ask 9 is IX? Yeah, 9 would be
X,
1X because
1X.
It's X is 10, so 10 minus, and then the 1 before means it's negative. You subtract it because 4 is 1V.
Yes.
And that's 5 minus
V.
1.
Yeah.
And then 5 is V, and then 6 is V1.
Good God.
Roman numerals are wacko.
They are. I don't do them.
But yeah, that was funny. I was like, you're ridiculous.
Yeah, he's like a new hope.
I know you just memed it though, because I was like, you just Google that shit.
I know. Well, but like I didn't want to Google it. That's the thing. I was like, I need to ask my friend. Like, let me see if I got it.
A New Hope. Yeah. I mean, it was originally Star Wars. My dad still has the original VHS.
My stepdad does, yeah.
Yeah.
He did it, yeah, because I'm borrowing his copies, and he didn't give me that one because
it's
so precious.
Don't touch that one.
Yeah, he's like, don't
touch that one.
So I got the
Make
the
sure
remastered.
it stays alive. Yeah, I have all the remastered ones because they're in Steelbook.
Yeah.
I have the Steelbook collection. I'm waiting for 9, dude, and then I have the complete.
And then they're gonna sell a whole.
I actually need Rogue One in Steelbook.
Oh.
I have it in Blu-ray.
Brooke Christmas.
Yeah. Someone buy it for me in Steelbook.
Amazon wishlist.
But yeah, all the other ones I have in Steelbook, they're sick covers. They're really cool. I'll have to bring them and show you. But
sweet.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's all I got. It's a good nostalgia run.
It's a good nostalgia one. Do we want to do a shot?
What about parsecs?
Is that time?
Yeah, we don't know. It's been back and forth.
Wait, really? We don't know?
This is a whole thing. This is kind of like the Han shooting first type thing. The parsec.
Uh-huh.
So Han says the Millennium Falcon did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs.
Yes.
Okay. 12 parsecs.
Could be rotations.
In 12 parsec. That tells you like time.
Time,
right?
yeah. To me, that's time.
It did it in time. So everyone thought it was time.
Okay.
Apparently parsec is like real, and it's like a measurement of area.
Okay.
And in Solo, a Star Wars story,
yes,
the movie, they describe it as area.
A loop. Yeah, like a loop, right?
Like, we have to go 12 parsecs.
Oh.
Like we're doing the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs. Like we're going that far.
But why is that a feat?
I don't know. It's weird because Lucas said that he meant what he said.
Time,
as in it's time, like in an interview, but
sure.
Everyone is like, no, it's like
it's time.
This is the whole thing where I was talking about how can you create a universe but then like your own fan base be like, nah, man.
Yeah, I know, like turn it on you.
Yeah, like bro,
parsec
is distance, not time. I mean, I get like maybe in reality like that's a thing.
Yeah.
But like not in Star Wars. I don't know what to agree with. I'm kind of like torn, but it brought me back to it because when he says it, he's like, you don't know the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Like, it brought me back to Solo, and I'm like, fuck, what is it?
Yeah.
Is it really time? Is it distance? What does it mean? But he also could be they could defenders of the area.
Okay.
Defenders of the whole measurement of area or distance can defend it and say, well, he's saying, because what we know in Solo is that the ship is smart.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying that like it did it in 12 parsecs, like because the ship's navigational system.
Oh, whereas everybody else doesn't know it could be done in 12 parsecs.
Yeah, so like the ship, because the ship has like the brain up. Remember the robot brain up?
Yes.
Like they did all that in Solo. They did that all in Solo, but like,
okay,
I don't fucking know. It was originally written as time.
It's time.
It was originally written as time.
That makes sense. It's like, 12 parsecs, sweet.
Yeah, but like.
Parsecs is such a cool word.
You wouldn't say that as in distance. Like, I did the Kessel Run in 12 like, okay, what the Kessel Run is 12 parsecs.
Yeah.
Like, it's 12 parsecs long. Of course you did it in 12.
Right.
You would say that as time.
Yeah.
Like, you would say, I did it in 12. Like, that's fast.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fuck.
Oh, there's too much.
Why do they go back and forth?
Guys, that's what I'm saying. Fan theories, that's what it's about.
Yeah. And then they make new movies, and then they try to rewrite shit, and it's just like, come on, dude.
Confusing, just tangles everything.
Yeah, and then you just get arguments like we're doing now. Like, what is it?
Yeah.
What is it? Is it time? Is it not?
We're on your side. It's time.
I know. I'll keep it as time for now.
Keep it as time.
I'm gonna do some research. Get back to you guys.
Get back to me. Report back.
But yeah, let's do shots we love, and then we'll get the shot score.
Everything's so iconic in this movie,
it's
so it's
fun.
You know,
it's
like,
hard to do.
But and mine comes super early on in the movie. But I really do love the scene where Leia's putting the plans in R2. That's a really awesome.
Just watched a thing on Rogue One of Gareth Edwards, the director, and they talked about how they had to make the card, right? Because the card holds the Death Star plans.
Yes.
and that's the only shot of the card. Is that one that you just said?
Where she's in the hallway and she's putting it in?
Where she sticks it into R2.
And you barely see it. And
you barely get a view. So they said that they were like, how do we design this card? Because they're using it in Rogue One, and they're like, we want to like make it look real.
It's a huge thing in Rogue One, yeah.
And like they took what they could see out of that scene, and they're like, okay, I guess it looks like a credit card with something in it.
Yeah.
So that was the only scene.
Awesome.
That only scene ever they have to go off of. Like, what do we make this card out of?
But it's like a little card. Like, it's not hard.
But it's also.
Still, it's pretty cool.
It was funny because Gareth Edwards was describing it in this interview like as a huge thing. Like, if you think about directing a Star Wars movie, the littlest thing will ruin your fucking movie.
That's true.
Like, if they designed it completely wrong and they had like actual knowledge of what it looked like, people would be like, it doesn't fucking look like.
Yeah, because there's books.
Yeah. What do you mean
shit.
It looks like that?
Yeah.
Stupid movie. 0.
Yep.
0 to 10.
You know. There'll be us.
Yeah. So they take a lot of time into doing that stuff. So
Sweet.
that was. I like that scene.
Yeah.
It's classic.
Oh my gosh.
So classic.
It's great. And it's like, it's like far enough away from them to feel private.
Yeah.
You're still watching it.
Yeah. You're like, okay, you're away from the battle for now.
Yeah.
But she's in a hurry. She's just like,
yeah.
R2, record me.
Yeah.
Record my TikTok.
Yeah. Oh my
god. Man, I was gonna go early in the movie too.
You still can.
But I'm gonna go.
Time.
I'm gonna go with when Vader chokes the dude. It's still early, but when Vader chokes the dude at the Imperial
the high table.
Yeah, the high table. Because for so short little time on screen, in all 3 movies, this solidifies his badassery.
Yeah.
And James Earl Jones does amazing voice.
It's not over the top.
Yeah. It is way different in this than you'll see in Empire. Like they tweaked it to make it a little bit deeper. Like
louder,
this one,
because this was pretty quiet in this movie.
Well, yeah, this one's a little quiet, but it's also a little more human, and I feel like they tweak it a little bit to make it deeper and like louder in the newer ones. Obviously, as sound gets better, but like I don't even know how they recorded that. Was he just like
in the studio, just bumping it?
Was he just like had like something over his mouth? Or some shit?
Think. I mean, I guess that's his voice.
It's his voice, but it's not him.
Maybe they made the mask for him, and I don't know,
but
knows?
Because it's his voice, but it's not him because the guy who plays him is different.
Different, yes.
And they were gonna do it, but he had like a British accent apparently, and so they recorded all the scenes with Vader just talking through the mask. And it was too quiet, and he also had like a British accent.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So they hired James Earl just to go in and do it.
We need deep.
Yeah, we need to figure this out.
Yeah.
We'll dub it over. I mean, you can't. His face isn't moving, so it's just a helmet. So that's easy. But I love when he just chokes that guy out, and everyone at the table is like. Fuck.
Or and then Tarkin.
Tarkin.
And he's just like, you can stop now.
Yeah, like this has happened before.
Yeah, like okay, we get it.
Dude, that pays to Anakin.
Childish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little baby still.
Bye, Anakin.
Just pissed off.
Yeah, anger. So much anger.
Yeah, and Vader kills some guys in 5.
What's 5?
In Empire.
Is that the
He chokes them out through the screen.
Oh yeah,
remember he kills
I do
them.
remember that.
They're like raiding the base, the Hoth base. It's at the very beginning, and he's like reporting to him that like the rebels got away or whatever, and he just chokes them through like the FaceTime call. It just kills him.
Okay, ready to watch that again.
Yeah, he kills the commander, and then the guy next to him is like the second in command. And Vader's like, "You're in command now," and the guy's like, "Okay."
Oh
like
my
all scared.
God.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
That's badass.
Just from planets away, just choke you.
Like no one's safe.
That's how strong he is. That's why I love it. But yeah, that's my scene. So
nice.
It's probably like the one besides the whole like invading of the Leia ship.
Yeah.
That's like the one I always remember is because like the set is so cool. Like the Imperials are all dressed up fancy, like all nice, and the glass is like perfectly clear on their table, and you can tell.
Council.
Yeah. And Vader's not like a part of them because he's standing.
Yes.
He's almost like a bodyguard to like Tarkin. So like you were like, what power does he have?
Yeah.
Like he's kind of not involved in all this kind of political stuff, and he just steps in and he just
Get the fuck out.
Just like Unit, huh? Unit.
Yeah, thanks, guy. I don't know his name.
But what about shot score?
Shot score?
If
I give it a 1.
Yeah. 1. If you're new here, 1 is a good score.
1 is a good score.
0 is gonna be the best
sober.
Movie. Yeah, sober, and 5 is gonna be blackout
which we
drunk.
never are.
Yeah, we're never sober.
Yeah, 0.
1 is good.
Sober.
I like it.
Yeah,
it's a strong start.
Yeah,
right?
it's like it's not a perfect film, and it's really not that exciting.
It isn't.
Yeah,
you can't say like.
It's a very basic story about friends who meet and go through
the
battle
action
together.
when it happens, it's
well
good.
done, and like
the Death Star's all miniature.
Yeah.
All the trench run scenes are awesome.
Yeah. There's like 2 scenes that kind of like hit you where you're like when her planet's destroyed, it's like, oh shit,
this is a dark movie.
Yeah. You're like,
if you think about it, it is a dark movie.
And that leads to my opinion, the best line, like if it feels like a million voices cried out. Yeah. And we're suddenly, whatever.
Oh yeah, with
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, and you
classic.
He just feels the death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That goes to show the power of the Force. Like that's what you feel.
And it's kind of sad because like in Force Awakens they blow up like 6 planets.
Yes. Yeah.
And you're just like, eh.
Yeah, I know. You're right. Yeah. No, we'll get there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But you're
I
just
mean,
like,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Who are those fuckers? Who gives a shit? It's because this is more home for Leia. This is her home. That's her.
Well, now it was our introduction to like, not our introduction, but like
their power.
Yeah, you really see like Vader will do anything.
Yeah. So.
In this,
Really good, really good.
Do you give it 1? That's what you give it?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 1. Okay. It's not, it doesn't
deserve
perfect.
it. Like 2 is too harsh, I think. And
honestly,
0,
I don't even know. I haven't rewatched Empire and Return, but I don't know if any of them deserve 0s. But
not even 2.
I don't know. Think about it.
We'll see.
Well, you have to find out next week. But it's a 1. They're good. They're good. These are good movies, guys. And
good,
if you're the people that are at home and you're like, I'm not gonna watch it because it's from the 70s, and I don't watch old movies, like, come on,
if you're gonna,
dude.
Come on. If you can't call yourself,
it's not
a movie
that
guy.
bad. You know why? Because they aren't using computer graphics from the 70s.
Yeah.
They're using miniature builds and filming them.
Like the lasers and stuff.
So yeah, but they still hold up.
For sure.
If you watch, The Day After Tomorrow now, and that's only how old? 10 years? Not even? It looks shitty because the whole movie's computer graphics, and we've already entered Thanos graphics where he has fucking beard stubble and he's an alien.
So grow up is what Sam's
saying.
saying.
I'm just saying go watch it, man. Don't sit back because
don't
it's
limit
old.
Yourself. I want to meet someone who hasn't watched it. I was that person a couple years ago, actually.
I'm pretty certain. No, Brooke has seen them, but she's like against rewatching them.
I listen. I didn't realize she forgot movies so quick.
Yeah.
But when I listened to
but she's like against like rewatching like because they're old.
Oh, okay.
Like I literally try to get her to watch like Saving Private Ryan. It's a 99 film, and she's like, "Oh, if it's before 2000, I don't watch it." I'm like, "So you don't watch Toy Story then because that's before 2000?" She's so funny. She's fucking with me, but like,
yeah. It's 99.
So I don't. Sometimes when I turn things on, I don't tell her the dates.
Okay.
Then she'll give it a negative tone already. I'm like, oh, this is 2018. Fucking
and
Star
then she'll
Wars.
be like, what? Like this is
yeah,
what
there's
it
no
looks
hiding
like.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, go watch it, guys. If you haven't seen it, goddamn. Yeah,
do it.
If you really haven't seen it, goddamn, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Not trying to be mean or anything, but like.
High School Sam's coming out.
You haven't seen it? Like that's just that's like you haven't seen Harry Potter?
Yeah.
I know some people weren't allowed to watch Harry Potter as kids, but like you've seen it now.
You know what it is.
Because you rebelled. Once you were that age, you were like, I'm fucking watching it. Fuck mom and dad.
Fuck magic.
Fuck mom and dad tell me it's witchery, witchcraft.
The devil now.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
So like I know a lot of people that haven't seen Harry Potter because of those things, but
yeah, for sure.
But like Star Wars is just like,
gotta get it,
man.
Even I did it. I'm here
Nicole
right now.
did it. She's watched the prequels. Watching the prequels is more respect than watching watching the originals.
To be fair, I watched them in the theaters when they came out.
The prequels. Yeah, I know you have.
That was my introduction to Star Wars.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling you. That was mine too.
Yeah.
Well, what I remember.
Oh, that was?
The one thing I remember as a kid was watching A New Hope. Was this invading scene of the very beginning. That's the only thing. I don't remember. Well, I kind of remember Empire when he sleeps in the Tauntaun, when he cuts the thing up because of like the guts and shit. But like, I know more or knew more about the prequels before because those were coming out. My dad was buying getting the VHSs and then they upgraded it to DVDs and he has those. But like, yeah, that's what I grew up with it too. But you got to watch them.
We're here now.
You got to watch them. So
come join us.
Next week will be Empire on Thursday, a week from today, and what comes out Tuesday? We don't know.
We don't know. We don't know the last couple of weeks ahead of time.
Yeah.
We'll get it figured out though. We always
I don't even know when this is coming.
I don't either. I really don't. I think it's a week before Thanksgiving.
I don't go, guys.
Or
we're feeling it though because we're drunk. We recorded before.
Yeah, I yawned like 500 times. I'm sorry.
But
it's not because I'm bored. It's because I'm drunk.
We hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know what you think about A New Hope in the comments below on YouTube.
Yep.
Like and subscribe over there, or hit us up on Instagram on the main post when we drop the episode,
or in our DMs.
Or DM us and let us know your thoughts, and maybe you'll get a shout out in the next episode.
And when I
say maybe, you're gonna get a shout out, so just freaking comment
because you'll be the one, So.
But other than that, we really hope you enjoyed, and we're really getting close.
Oh my God.
To Rise of Skywalker, like we're already in the Empire now.
Do you have tickets yet?
No, I had to talk to you about that.
Okay.
Carol, put it on my calendar.
Can you timestamp this?
Right after
use my Harkins rewards.
When we're done recording, we're gonna talk, but I need it on my calendar so I remember.
The notice.
I see the notification.
Carol,
Thank you.
Yep. Carol came back this episode. I hope you enjoyed her.
She's also back in the other episode.
Yes, she is. Yeah. This week is full of Carol.
But we hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys next week.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye.